So everybody, welcome to the orientation for the Certified Internal Auditor. And this program is organized by World Academy for Research and Development. Just to give a heads up to everybody, I think there will be some of the participants over here who have already enrolled in this program and some who has joined as guests. So if you have any questions, we will have the question answer session at the end of this orientation. We'll give you the floor. You can, if you're not comfortable, you can also use the chat box to ask your questions. So we are World Academy for Research and Development, and we are UK-based institutions. Globally, we are a very growing institution from UK. And our motive is to shape expertise, nurture ambition, and elevate the potential of a participant. Now, keeping that in mind, what we do have is the UK RLP, that's the registration for learners provider under the UK government. This is our UK RLP number. And we are also an ISO certified company, and these certifications are based on 21001, which is the educational organization system. We have the 17,024, that is the general requirement body operation certification of person. 30,414 is the HRM, guidelines for internal and external human capital reporting. And the ISO 40,180 is about information technology, where we focus on the quality of learning, education, and training. What do we have as a global impact is that we are at the moment present in 65 plus countries, and it's growing every month. We are offering about 200 plus programs related to academic and certified programs. Keeping in mind for the professionals, we are mostly focusing on the professionals. So far, we have trained over 30,000 professionals across 65 countries. We have a pool of 132 instructors from over 14 countries. Almost 30% of our alumni are C-suits, and the completion rate at the first attempt is 95. Now, why would you choose World Academy as your training institute? It's because we are one of the largest professional certification institute at the moment. We have globally accepted credentials. We haven't received so much complaints about it. Pretty much everybody is accepting it. The fees are quite affordable, and there are flexible payment plans as well, which makes it convenient for financial part. Wide range of programs covered in all professional areas. If you visit our websites, you'll be able to see them. 150 plus certified programs, 30 plus master's level programs, 40 diploma level programs. We have a very user-friendly learning management system, which you will be able to explore once you get enrolled in the program. You'll get an ID and password where you'll log in and find all your course materials or learning materials. At the end of the program, we also make sure that you get a credential badge. That means it's an authentic badge provided from credly.com. It is a concern of Pearson. We'll go into the elaboration a little bit later. Now, our affiliation, well, this institute is accredited by NQual, which is an Ofqual regulated awarding body under UK government. We are an approved center by the Cambridge Academy of Professionals UK, Profqual UK, Board of HR Certifications UK, and we are also very proud to be an approved provider of HRCI, SHRM, and ATD. If any of you are associated with the HR worldwide, then you will be familiar with these names. And a couple of programs are also academically aligned with SHRM. We are also an accredited institute by the International Professional Accreditation Council Singapore and a member of the CPD Group UK, and currently partnering with Institute of KPI Specialist and Academy of Business English and Communication. This needs to be upfront, because what we have in mission or what we have in goal for the 2030 as a training institute is to become the #1 professional certification institute, and to have about 100 countries presence. So we are growing. The pace that we are in probably will reach before the 2030 timeline. These were some of our recent activities that we've conducted. It was a graduation ceremony in Kenya in the very recent, like August. And yeah, it was a very fruitful event for the professionals who were there. That was followed by a global summit. We had very high profile people attending these events. We had the same format followed in Uganda as well. There was a ceremony, and it was followed by a summit as well. Also, we had another one on the 8th of August, which was in Tanzania. We had the graduation ceremony and also a summit as well. So the reason you are all here is because of this program, which is Certified Internal Auditor, which is validated and quality assured by Cambridge Academy of Professionals, UK, and World Academy would be providing this or organizing this course for you. As you know that we will be providing the digital badge. So this is how the digital badge would look like. It's going to be provided through credly.com. Credly.com is #1 digital badge credential provider at the moment. Companies like IBM and Adobe also uses these platforms to provide their own digital badges. So World Academy has an arrangement with them. So therefore, we are also able to provide this digital badge. So this is the sample certificate that you will be getting upon successful completion of the program. That successful completion comes when you complete all the assessment areas. Well, the success story of CIA so far is that we have completed third batch. We're going to start the fourth batch, and over this period of time, we have covered about 154 professionals from 13 countries. So this program is about 4 months. It's going to be conducted on Zoom app. So every Sundays, you'll be having classes from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. GMT. Do convert the GMT time to your local time. And the books and the materials will be, of course, provided through the learning management system. So that you need to be taken care of. And also there will be an opportunity to interact through the learning management system as well. So why CIA through World Academy? What we kept in mind is that the course should be job-oriented learning. It should focus on the competencies, of course. We'll have some extensive practices during the session. There will be some exercises and tools and formats that will be discussed. And of course, global resources like Mr. Dinesh is here with us today. And he will be throughout the course as well. So he will be giving us the global insights regarding this program. What are the learning outcomes or the portfolio of CIA is that you will be getting about 10 practical focus modules in this duration of 4 months. We will cover about 30 competencies, 30 learning objectives, 100 guided questions will be provided to you. In total, we'll have 10 sessions completing the modules and about 10 group activities to make it a comprehensive learning for this program. Now, the class management is more like this, as I've already mentioned a couple of details before. 10 modules will be covered in 10 sessions. Each session on Sundays will be 2 hours. And that, therefore, a total of 20 hours of training will be covered. You'll have a review and a question answer session after at the end of each session. Class recording will be provided for your convenience. And of course, you'll have the opportunity to attend the makeup exam for free. Like, for example, if you haven't done well in your regular exam, you can go for a makeup exam without any cost. And of course, after every class, the class materials will be shared. Usually it takes about 24 to 48 hours maximum. The class management also includes that all the notifications that you will get will be provided to you through the WhatsApp group. So once you enroll in this program, you will be added to the group. Those who have already enrolled, there will be a group created very soon, and you will be invited to that group, and you'll get all the informations or all the course updates on that platform. Well, there are, of course, emergencies sometimes of the trainers. Sometimes there are internet disruptions or climate issues. Therefore, we might have to skip classes, but we will make sure that that particular session is covered within the period. And for that, maybe the sequence may not be followed properly. We do plan to cover the modules as per sequence or as per the curriculum. But for this reasons, we might have to reshuffle or shuffle the curriculum. But we'll make sure that all the modules are covered. Yes, of course, the materials won't be shared by email. It will be shared through your learning management system. And whenever you attend any session or the live session, of course, do rename yourself so that we can identify and consider that as a attendance. So one of the assessment part for this program is to have the final exam, which will come, of course, at the end, means that is covering after 10 modules. So the exam will be based on multiple choice questions. There will be total 50 questions. Each is 2 marks. So that's 100 marks for the final exam. And a duration of 60 minutes will be provided. To qualify in this particular exam, you need to make sure that you have 70% and above. Similarly, you will also have assignments throughout this course. At the beginning, before all the classes start, you will be submitting a pre-course assignment, which is in the beginning over here. So this is only for learning purpose. This will not be into the grading system or marking system. We just want to know what knowledge you have in the existing point. So that's where you're going to do this pre-course assignment and simply submit. Those who have already been enrolled, they are supposed to get this under the assignment tab. And after the pre-course is done, you will have about 3 in-course assignment. So it can be after 2 modules, 3 modules, it will be informed to you through the group. And each assignment, which is in-course assignment, holds about 100 marks. And to qualify in each assignment, you need to make sure that you have 70% and above. And finally, you have the capstone project. There's only one capstone project that you need to give, which will come at the end of the program. It will weigh about 300 marks. Of course, the qualifying mark is also 70%. So make sure that you are qualifying in all the assessment areas separately. Now, to give you a glimpse of what it looks like, well, you see the pre-course assignment that is only for learning purpose. It's only once, so no marks are given. We have the in-course assignment. There are 3 assignments. Each assignment is 100 marks, so that's 300 marks. Individually, you have to make sure that you acquire 70 and above. Final assignment or the capstone project that we mentioned is 300 marks, 70% and above. And the final examination, of course, it's going to be 100 marks, which is the multiple choice question, 50 questions. You have to make sure that you get 70 and above. The certification, well, after successful completion, we usually provide an electronic certificate, which you can verify online. The certificate number will be given. You can verify it on World Academy website and also Cambridge Academy of Professionals website as well. Along with that, you will get the digital badge. So this is going to be available to you after all the grades have been published. That's from that point on, within 7 days, you'll be provided with that through email. Now, the printed certificate, usually we distribute certificates 4 times a year. So whichever slot is nearest to you, your completion or this batch's completion, we will be providing the certificate through that slot, and we will communicate before we distribute the printed certificate. So that is all from my part. I won't take long. I would like to give the floor to Mr. Dinesh to explain about the modulation of this program. Dinesh, sir, are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think you can start sharing and explain them about the modules. So this is Mr. Dinesh. He will be our trainer to this CIA program. Hi, Mr. Dinesh, and please continue.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Good evening to everyone. Actually, I'm the trainer of this certified internal auditor course, right? I'm Dinesh from Sri Lanka. If I'm giving some background of myself, I'm a qualified chartered accountant of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, and also having a management degree of University of Sri Jawatanpura in Sri Lanka. And also currently I'm working as a finance manager in a multinational company, multinational group, which is established in Singapore. Then they have some operations in different countries, and also I have some the auditing experience in my life, around 4 to 5 years auditing experience, and financial accounting and management accounting, say around 10 years. In altogether I have around 14 to 15 years working experience in finance sector, as well as the audit sector, right? Audit sector. That is a little bit background of myself. Then when I come to the course introduction, I will share my presentation with you all. Hope you can see my presentation.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Right. Now, when it's come to the certified internal auditor course, actually, the auditing as a uh, area, that the financial people more concerned, right? And also not only financial people and the operational peoples in your organization, they may concern about the area of auditing. In this course, we have we are focusing mainly focusing of the internal auditing scope in an organization, and how to develop an internal auditor, right, from various aspects, right, from various aspects in your organization. Sometimes you all are working in a organization. Sometimes you are working in a private sector organization. Sometimes you are working in a government sector organization. Sometimes you are working in non-profit organizations. But whatever organization you work, for most of organization we can see this internal audit function. Internal audit function, right? As you have become an internal auditor, right, you have to develop, right, some skills, right, technical aspects, and also knowledge, right? Then when you are developing this the internal auditor skills, knowledge, and technical aspect, you need to have
Sound not clear.
Just a moment, sir. I think there's a network drop. Let us get.
right? You need to when it's come, right? Is it clear? Now is it clear? You can see.
Yes, we can see your
Hello.
screen. Your voice, for the last 1 minute, we couldn't hear you properly, sir.
Hello.
Yes, we are line, but yeah, I'm not seeing.
Yes, sir. I think it's okay now.
Please
Right,
carry
right.
on.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
Thank you,
I think
sir.
it's a network problem. Okay, right. I will share my screen again. Right. Hope you can see the screen. Right. The introduction. Right. First, we'll look into the introduction of this course. Right. Especially this course is designed for the internal auditors, accounting professionals, finance managers who seek the deeper. Sorry. The deeper knowledge of the auditing practices. If you required, right, not only you are a internal auditor, but also some professional related to the finance auditing, right, like say accountants, right, management accountants, finance executives, finance managers. If you are linked to this auditing, right, if you think you need to have this certification, right, to develop your auditing skills, then this course is designed for you. Right. This comprehensive course is offers detailed exploration into the world of the financial audit, right? From understanding the basic principles and the legal framework to applying advanced auditing techniques and navigating the emerging trends, right? We are focusing in this course, right? You have to keep in mind that, right? This is a professional course, right? This is not academic course, right? This is a professional course. You have to mix this technical knowledge and the professional or a working experience to this certification. We know acquiring this knowledge, we know acquiring the certification, you have to have the both, right? Technical knowledge plus the experiences, right? Working practices, experience, how to apply the knowledge you have to learn through this course to a working place, right? That is very important. With the focus of real world application and current standards, this course prepares you for challenges and responsibilities of professional audit into the dynamic financial landscape. Now, actually, we want to develop you, right? As per the requirement of the dynamic world, right? Dynamic business world, right? You know, if you are an internal auditor in your organization, right, then in traditionally, what is the perception of others? If you are an internal auditor, this sometimes it may not good, right? Sometimes the traditionally, right, most of stakeholders think internal auditors finding errors, finding fraud, finding errors of someone and trying to penalize someone, right? That is the mentality, traditional mentality, right, in the hand of the stakeholders. Am I correct? Right? That is a traditional mentality. Now with this, right, modern, right, technology, it can be dynamic environment, right, modern, right, various concepts, due to various concepts, right? Now your role is different. Internal auditor, right, should contribute to the business, right? They should contribute to the business and by adding value to the business, right? Not to find errors and faults. You have to contribute to the business and add value to the business, right? And ensure that business is running smoothly, right, in order to achieve these, right, organizational ultimate objectives. That is the modern role of the internal auditor, right? That should be keep in mind that. Objective of the course, expert knowledge of the acquisition, right? You may get in-depth technical knowledge, right, of various auditing practices, right? Especially when you are actually when we are doing the sessions, we most of session we follow some guideline issued by the International Internal Auditor Organization, International Internal Auditor Organization, right? That is the actually professional body which publish internal audit practices and guidelines, right? We follow those, right? When you are doing these modules, then practical skill developments, that is also very important, right? Most of sessions or every session, there are 10 session, 10 module. Every session I'm taking the case studies, right, to develop your skills. Then you can read and you can analyze the case study and you can present to the participants as well, so that you can develop your skills, how to solve practical scenarios, right? And also I'm taking some real world examples. For example, if you want to discuss the fraud detection as a part of our module, right? Then when you are discussing fraud detection, we will take real world example about the fraud detection, then you can understand easily the concept. Then career advancement, enhance your professional credentials, making you valuable asset in the organization and opening doors and career advancement opportunities. Since you are an internal auditor, your objective is to add value to the organization, right? By getting this certification, you may enhance your career development. Then professional network expansion, that is also very important. You know, this our academy, right, is connecting lot of countries, and our participants also coming from a lot of countries, right? A lot of countries. In my previous exam experiences, right, a lot of participants coming from different countries. Sometimes you are from Bangladesh, now someone from the Maldives, someone from Zimbabwe, right, Tanzania, Kenya, right, different countries. I'm from Sri Lanka. Then you have that professional network expansion for different countries. Then when we are discussing sometime, I'm asking to give some your own experience about some subjects, right? Say audit planning. Give us some your own experiences, right, about the audit planning in your organization. Then you may understand how audit planning practice happen in different countries. That is very important. And also you may get together and know the different people in our participants, and they are from different organizations, different countries. That is very good opportunity to enhance your the professional rapport among others, right? Then compliance mastery, the understand the master of the complexity of compliance and risk management, crucial for maintaining integrity and trust in financial reporting. Then, as you are internal auditor, it is the compliance and the good governance are very important. That also you have to develop. Then, adaptation to technology, that is very important. Right? You know, in today's world, the internal auditor, right, is mostly focusing on different technological aspects. Right? It can be IT tools you are using for audits, cybersecurity aspects, right? Then you can say ERP systems, how to use the ERP systems for your internal audit functions, sometimes ERP modules, right? business intelligence, artificial intelligence, blockchain analysis. How to use this for different aspects of the internal auditing? We will discuss during these modules. For example, when we are discussing the audit planning module, right, we will discuss how to use these IT tools, right? IT tools to apply, how to apply in your practicals workplace. Okay. Then learning outcome, understand, apply, and apply the auditing principle. How to understand, how to apply internal auditing principles in your workplace. Then how to conduct a comprehensive audit, financial audit. Then assess and implement effective internal controls in your organization. Evaluate and extend the internal control systems, right? The organization to prevent errors and frauds. Then navigate the legal and ethical consideration, right? Use the advanced technological tools. Then communication, finally audit reporting, right? Those are major learning outcome for different modules. So the modules actually we are going to discuss, right? Introduction to internal audit. We will discuss in the first session. We will start from the basic, right? We'll start from the introduction, from the origin to the subject, right? Then all the participants can understand. Sometimes they have the background of auditing, some may not. That is why I need to start from the origin, the introduction to internal audit. Then independence and objectivity. Those are very important ethical principles you need to follow. Actually, when discussing this independent objective, we again refer to the international professional practice framework published by the International Internal Auditor Institute, right? Again, we refer to that. Then managing the internal audit activity, how to manage the internal audit department, right? How to design the internal audit department like that. Then audit planning and design, then audit evidence and documentation. What are the proper practices, hints or tools, right? How to collect the evidences and how to document the evidences. Then how to conduct an auditing practically. Then preparation of and understand the finance statement. That is very important. As you are auditor, you should have proper understanding about how to prepare and present the finance statement. Most of your audits are based on the finance statement, right? Risk assessment, right? Sometimes the audit planning, right? Those are based on this finance assessment, finance statement. Therefore, finance statements you should you should understand the finance statement. You should be able to analyze the finance statement and the trends. Then managerial accounting and the internal is another important area. Sometimes your management, right, may ask to do some ad hoc audits, right, referring to the some aspect of the management accounting. The internal controls and fraud detection, there is a very important practical subject, very famous subject in internal audits, right? Fraud detection. That is very important, right? How to understand the fraud, how to analyze the fraud, how to rectify the fraud. Then finally, we'll discuss the internal audits reporting. How to report to those who charge with the governance, also to the stakeholders. Introduction part, we will discuss some areas relating to what is internal audit, then history and evolution of the auditing, key principles of the internal professional practice framework. This international professional practice framework, actually published by the International Auditors Institute. Then comparison between internal and external audits. Then scope of the internal audit functions. Objective of the internal audit functions. Responsibility of the internal audit department. The important ethics. Concept of assurance in auditing. What do you mean by the assurance? How internal audit value to the organization. That is very important. That is the modern trend, right? Modern role of the internal auditor. Then challenges faced by the modern internal auditors in terms of technology, right? Ethical, compliances, right? Cyber security. Then we call this sustainable developments. Then case studies on successful internal audit functions. Those are some areas we are going to discuss on the introduction. Then our second module is independency and objectivity, right? Independency and objectivity. How independency you define, right? How objectivity you define. What is the interdependency between independency and objectivity? Define independency, active supporting to independency, how to maintain the objectivity in evaluations, managing threats to objectivity, right? If you are internal auditor, it's difficult to maintain the independence and objectivity sometimes, since you are an employee to the organization. Then manage and reporting the conflicts of interest. So strategies for ensuring the impartiality in audit reports. The role of audit committee in maintaining audit independence. Then real world examples of compromised auditor independency. Right? What are the real world example will sometime impair the independence and objective of the internal auditor. Then exercise of handling hypothetical conflict of interest, right? The importance of unbiased reporting and discussion of whistleblowing mechanism. Those are some areas we are focusing on the independence and objectivity. That is our second module. Then our third module, managing the internal audit activity. How to manage the internal audit department? What is the structure? Right? Now, head of the internal audit department we call chief audit executive. Under the senior managers, likewise, there's a structure. Then how to develop the structure? Strategies of management of the internal function. Audit chart. What do you mean by audit chart? And the mandate of audit function. The resource management for internal audit. Developing, managing audit plan. Performance measures for internal function. Quality assurance and improvement programs. Tools and technologies in audit management. Case discussion on recognizing an internal audit department. The impact of the organization culture on audit management. Leadership skills for audit managers, right? What type of leadership skills you have to develop as you are internal audit managers, right? This third session, actually, we are focusing on how to establish good internal audit department in your organization before starting the audit, before rectifying others' errors and frauds. You have to have a thorough understanding about your function and your department, right? Then audit planning and design. Then you have to plan how to start audit. Before starting audit, you have to have a good planning. Steps in the planning process. You need to understand what are the steps of the planning process. Risk assessment and methodologies. You know, risk assessment is a very important area of internal audit. Internal audit should give some pros and cons of the risk assessment of the organization for different areas. Then materiality in auditing. In the planning stage, the materiality is levels you need to understand is very important. The design audit approach. Crafting an audit strategy aligns with identify risks and objectives of the audit. Then tools and technologies in audit planning. Explore the technological solution that assist an audit planning of execution. Then preparing audit program. Right, preparing audit program. Steps to develop a detailed audit program that guides auditing process. Right, preparing audit program. Right, preparing audit program. Audit evidence and documentation. Next, after the planning, then we are coming to the audit evidence and documentation. It's our next module, right? Fifth module. What do you mean by audit evidence? Right? What are the different types of audit evidence? Right? Actually, the why you have to collect the audit evidence? What is the ultimate purpose of collecting audit evidence? Basically, based on audit evidence only you can give audit opinion, audit reporting to those who charge with governance, right? Then methods of collecting audit evidence, evaluation of the audit evidence, documentation standards, the working papers in auditing, right? As you are auditor, you have to prepare working papers. The legal implication of audit documentation, right? How legally or what is the legal context or legal background of the audit evidence, then audit documentation. Right, that is about the audit evidence and the documentation of this particular module. Then our next module is audit plan. Conducting an audit. After the documentation, then we will learn how to conduct audit. This is a very practical session, right? In that session, you will understand actually. We are taking so many case studies relating to the practical businesses. How to conduct audit, right? What are the strategies you have to follow when you're conducting audit, and what type of the problems may encountered when you are doing the audit. The execution audit plan or an audit execution of in audit engagement, like common audit tests and procedures, right? What are the audit tests and procedures you can follow? Then handling the audit findings, right? How to address with audit finding, how to report. Then dealing with the management and audit committee, we call generally the management and audit committee those who charge with the governance. How to communicate with them, how to deal with them. Then using software and IT in auditing, right? Especially when you're conducting auditing, what type of tools you can follow, how to handle this accounting system, how to handle the ERP system, right? The case studies on audit execution. Some real world example you also will take, right? When it's come to the conducting an audit. Then our next module is the preparation of final statement, right? Actually, as you are auditor, you should have a good understanding of the final statement, accounting process, elements of final statement. What are the elements, right? What are the components of the set of finance statement? Qualitative characteristics of finance statement. Then finance statement preparation process you have to understand actually those elements, component, preparation process, right? We are learning not to prepare the finance statement, but to analyze. And sometimes to understand the anomalies of the finance statement and detect some errors and frauds relating to the financial reporting. Those are the purposes why you are understanding this preparation process. Then finance statement formats, how to understand the formats of finance statement. When it is better to analyze when you are using the analysis. Then finance statement analysis technique. It can be ratio calculation. It can be trend analysis. Different types of analysis technique. Then detecting anomalies in finance statement. How to detect the anomalies of finance statement as you are audit. right? By looking at trend analysis some time, right? How to detect anomalies, right? That is the module on understanding about the financial statement. Then our next module is the eighth module is about the management accounting and internal auditing, right? The as we discussed previously, right? Your management or those who charge with the governance. It can be audit committee, it can be CEO, board of directors, managing directors, right? Those who charge with the governance, sometimes, right, they may ask to perform some ad hoc audits, special audits relating to this management account. Therefore, you have to have a good understanding about the management accounting aspect, management accounting functions of the system, and management accounting technique, different management accounting technique, variance analysis, standard costing, budgeting, project appraisal, various techniques to perform these audits. Concept of management accounting relevant to the auditors. What are the concepts relevant to the auditors? Internal auditors. Then budgeting process and how to audit them. Right? Cost accounting system and their controls. Performance management and audit implications. Right? Performance measurement ratio analysis. It can be the variance analysis. Right? The balance scorecard analysis. Then auditing capital project and long-term investment audits. How to perform audits with respect to the long-term investment reports. Then variance analysis and how using internal audits. Role of internal audits in strategic decision making. What is the role of internal audit when evaluating the strategic decisions? Auditing a company's budget. How to perform a budget, right? If management asks to sometime audit the say finance people, right? They prepare the master budget, right? Then management want to audit it. Then sometimes management asks to give an audit report about this company's master budget. Then case discussion on cost overruns and project delays. Management accounting techniques for non-financial auditors, actually, right? Those are the areas you have to focus on, the managerial accounting and internal audits module. Now, our ninth module is internal controls and fraud detection. This is a very practical module, actually. We will first discuss about the internal control system organization. What are the elements of the internal control system? Then frameworks, techniques for testing internal controls, identify and assessing the fraud risk, right? Then we'll counter the fraud, how fraud is identified, and how to analyze the frauds. Then fraud detection techniques and tools, what type of tools there can be used to detect frauds, and how to detect the frauds. Those are the areas actually we are going to discuss under this our ninth session. Then our last session is the audit reporting. Right, we will discuss reporting in detail. Right, types of audit reports and types of audit opinions. Right, components of the standard audit report, communicating the audit findings, how to communicate audit findings to the management, stakeholders, those who charge with the governance. Then modification the internal audit report. How we can do a modification? How we can do the modification for the internal audit report, or sometime opinion. The legal abilities of the audit report. What is the legal aspect of the audit reports? And examples of audit reports. Right, different sometimes internal audit report, regulation audit report, external audit report. Also, we will focus not only internal audits, external audit report also will focus. And those are actually the modules. Actually, brief discussion about the 10 modules we are going to discuss in your levels in this certified internal auditor course, right? Then actually from the introduction until to audit reporting, we will have some important areas, important modules that we that you ensure that you gain the proper knowledge and the technical background of the internal audit, right? The internal audit of tomorrow. I put this slide to think about the tomorrow's your responsibility, your role. Augmented by the innovation. Imagine technology is number one drive the change in the profession. With the 9 in the 10 auditors predicting it will have the greatest impact on the world. As per some research, right, out of 10, 9 auditors think that, right, 9 auditors think that the technology is the major, the factor, major driver will impacting on to the profession, your profession. Therefore, you have to, for every session, I'm talking about the technology, how to apply the technology tools. We will give some insight of the tools, artificial intelligence, business intelligence, some tools, how to use top impactable technologies, data analytics. If you want to analyze the large data sets, continuous monitoring, automation, right? Those are the areas, the aspect. Those are the important aspects actually, which impact into your work. The changing with the times, advisor services expand and become more essential to the job. Now, your role is actually adding value. That is very important. You have to keep in mind, not to find anyone errors, not to find refinalize someone, right? Adding value to the organization. On that, right, your advising role is very important. Now it is enhanced. Previously 70%, now it is 41%. Some research said that drastically enhance, all right, the advisory role of the internal auditor. The same tool and bigger the faster growing skill with the increasing of technology and audit scope. Skill with fastest growing demand, right? IT, global perspective, cybersecurity, environment. IT and cybersecurity. Those are the most areas will require to deal with modern audit. IT, global perspective, cybersecurity, environment. That means sustainable development like that. Those are the areas you have to focus on. As you are today, tomorrow internal auditor. Involved a broad field of vision. The increase from an accounting, finance, focus on organizational perspective. Right now, you have to think about the whole strategy of the organization, whole vision of the organization, not your department organization vision, not your functional vision, right? Fastest changing scope, sustainability, cybersecurity, and strategy. Those are the changing scope, and risk management and compliance. Those are your traditional scopes. Right? Then as your risk management and compliance, now it is converting into sustainability and cybersecurity and strategy as you are internal auditor. Okay, right. That is about the modules and basically the background of our we call certified internal auditor course. If you have any questions, actually you can raise about this module.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh, for the presentation. I believe There was a little bit of network issue, but there's nothing to worry about. We will share this recording of the orientation on our YouTube channel. Nazmul, could you please share the YouTube channel on the chat box?
Sure, sure, sure. I'm
And
sharing.
okay, and I would like to take questions. You can raise your hands, and then we'll ask each of the questions. Or if you feel comfortable to write in the chat box, we can also answer them. Yes, please go ahead. Any questions regarding the course modulation or the course administration part?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Yes, sir. Please go ahead with your question.
My question, how many subjects in this course?
I believe there are about, just a moment, it's going to be about 10 modules. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, there are 10 modules that you will be covering in this program.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Nazmul, for sharing the link. Any other questions for Mr. Dinesh regarding the module?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, sir, loud and clear. Please go ahead with your question.
So first of all, thank you both of you for very nice presentations. It's really understandable what's the course structure and also the Mr. Presenter Dinesh and you as well.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Yes.
so my first question is, since I'm working as a finance manager, so and I'm working as the front page, and also I'm working as a UNDP as a consultant in the finance term. So I just graduated, not just back in 2020, I graduated from the finance, major in finance. Till now, I didn't have any qualification or the certification, right? So I have in-hand experience in terms of bookkeeping, at some point calculation, costing, budgeting, forecasting with my, supervisor or my instructor. So but these recent years I did the, because external financial auditing, right, with actually independence, it's run by the third party. So my main question is, so for is my, might be is my personal, so what's the exact difference between the internal auditor versus the auditor who run the externally, I mean the, since out of my organizations, what's the basic, not the basic, what's the core differences?
Okay. I think Mr. Dinesh can explain about the difference between the internal auditing and the external auditing as well.
Yes, yes. Actually, in our introduction module, in the first module, we are discussing that in detail. Basically, if you give a heads up about the differences between this internal auditor and external auditor, the mainly the internal auditor is an employee to the organization and appointed by the management via the employer-employee agreement, right? But the external auditor is not like that. External auditor has a right the type of they are independent third party. They are independent third party and appointed by the shareholders to review the final statement and give their opinion, independent opinion, right? Independent opinion. They are outside to the organization. Their responsibility is to provide an opinion about the financial statements. But the internal auditor is not like that, right? They are appointed by the management and they are asked to do different audit activities to run to ensure that the business operations are running smoothly, right? Running smoothly. It is a continuous process. Internal auditing is a type of continuous process, whereas external audit is done annually, right? Right? Likewise, we have different types of the differences between the internal audit and the external audit. We will discuss in during the first session in detail.
Yeah, I got you. Thanks for the wonderful answer. Yeah, you already discussed so many topics, working last 8 hours and joining these sessions. It's, sometimes it's hard to keep everything in mind. That's why I'm sorry, but that's why I raised these questions. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so thank you for the answer. So yeah, I have some, so yeah, I have also some few questions, which is, so what you said there is suppose it's like as auditing team, right? At the same time, the proper accountant. So when an auditor get the certificate from CA or accountant, they do in Bangladesh perspective 3 years on hand experience. Like they have to work somewhere in a C from a CA firm, right? So in terms of people like us, if we want to work remotely, like any companies who is working in Kenya or in USA, if they assign us to do something internal audit, so in that purpose we are able to do this, or it has to be in person or in physical, I have to do work in a physically, or it's depend on the which sort of auditing I'm going to do. If something like inventory auditing or something, definitely I have to go in person and count and documentation. If something the financially, so is it possible, or it's, I don't know, but that's why I am asking the question. So is something I can work in future as a consultant for internal auditor? It's like overseas doing remote work.
Actually, the internal audit, the performing the audits, right?
Yeah,
Whether it is virtually or in physically, it depend on the types of audit you are engaging
yeah,
with the organization, right? Now, for example, if you are engaging the about the financial statement, or say monthly or quarterly financial audit, some most of thing you can do virtually. But if you are engaging with sometime the compliance audits, right, operational audits, say for example, fixed asset audits, inventory audit, then you have to go to the workplace and visit and see, right? That type of, it depend actually. According to the audit, you are engaging and the objective of the management. It's not like external audit, right? Internal audit, it depend according to
definitely.
the requirement.
Okay, okay. So I got your point. So then might be for a specific project, since like I would say the in UNDP or the some INGOs, since I have various experts working with the INGOs. So their project time, let me say, sometimes is in 6 months or 3 months or 9 months. So we can actually perform for this sort of auditing, right? It's not need to hire an external or independent third party audit report. Rather than they can hire me and a single person who is doing internal audit for their specific purposes, right?
Yes, yes, yes. It is not like it is not a internal audit is not a legal requirement. No. If they
Yeah,
if,
definitely it's not legalized, because if the it's a legalized, there's have to be certification, right, from a specific firm.
correct,
Like,
correct, correct, correct.
yeah, so what we used to do in Bangladesh, we have to submit a bank statement, receipt, cash book, and every financial transaction. So overall, they prepare their own self and they give us a report. This is the current conditions.
Okay, okay.
You can't change for, but in terms of the management, if something like if my senior wants to modify the result something, after getting my reports he can change himself to submit his boss, I think, right?
Yes,
So
yeah, correct, correct.
is it something like I am a crew who know is auditing, and my entire company can use me in different purposes, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so
But
yeah,
always,
yeah.
yeah, in the audit report, there should be a disclaimer about this, how to use these reports, how to use the outcome. The generally in practically we are doing some disclaimer, disclosures of the audit reports, how to use, what type of purpose you can use. Yeah.
There's definitely there's some, we have to maintain some the ethical point, right? How to use and how to use something.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
really
Ethical
agree.
principle.
I'm just thinking, if I have the ideas how to do financial auditing, then I could replace my mind to my other colleagues how to do something in terms of inventory or something, the sales or something. They can use, by expanding my knowledge to my co-workers.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is very important.
And
Mhm.
also, you mentioned in the last slide regarding how AI or the technology is, automizing the this sort of the similar work, right? So, but in terms of the decision making, it's not. Still, man need to, take the lead to decision, right?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Yeah.
But for as you are auditors, actually we are technology, how to use the technological tools. As you are auditor, I'm talking about. For differentiation, I will talk about, especially how to for this for example sample selection, how to analyze the trends, how to analyze the frauds, right? Say if you have a large data set, how to analyze how to use the data analytic techniques, right? Especially if you have a large data set, right? Say you have the 100,000 of invoices, right? So revenue records, how to take the sample out of this, right? That type of thing, you can use the technology.
Yeah, so please, can you repeat the last one?
No,
Sorry.
no. Now, if you if you want to say, for example, you want to select a sample for your audit out of the 100,000 or sales records, then how to select the sample? Then you have to have a proper sampling technique, right? Then manually you can't do. Then you can use the some data analytic tools.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Oh, for our the daily work purpose, since we're using the Zoho as a, I use basically Zoho for my company purposes. It's not my project where I work. So yeah, so the AI, but we can use the difference from the regular work, right? We can shift our regular tech into the some this sort of the AI based or the some technologies. But the core decision I have to think before the how feasible I am. So the
Yeah, yeah,
decision I will give, he suggest some, but it's I understand what the capacity of my manpower, what's the
yeah,
capacity of my
yeah,
that's the decision I have to take.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
So
being
I
there
think
should be a human being.
I am asking too many questions. Sorry for this.
No, no, no. It's
There's
okay.
there's some many participants, so that's why I'm really sorry for this.
No, no. The actually, it's good actually to clarify. If you, there should be a human being in your functions operating to make the decision and have the interlink, right? Cooperate with others,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That is
yeah.
very important. The ethical backgrounds, sometimes the interpersonals, right? The perception and skills, right? You can't take from the technology.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. At some point, there's some mistakes on something, right?
Yes, yes, correct. But for you can improve the efficiency like automation, data analytic, large volume of data analytic. You can save your time and you can save the cost. For that aspect, you can use the technology tools.
Okay, so I have one last question, which is since we are we are developing our mindset, we are trying to capitalize our mindset. So it's the first is the one thing we are doing some certification course like CA. So it's rather than as a tech, it's very important how much I am learn from you as a experience, right? So if I talk about the more certification or the more growth, so and I draw the career path, it's definitely it's matter how I want to grow. But if I say after this course what would be the next step, but what's the next certificate step we can take or we can plan after this one?
Tawhid, can you explain that after
Well,
this?
I think what he's asking is about what's the next possible course that he can take after CIA. Well, it's actually completely a personal preference. We do have courses based on very niche areas or very broad areas as well. If you plan to probably widen your reporting part of internal auditing or something, I think we have a course related to that. Nazmul, do we have a course related to reporting of internal audits?
Uh, Actually, I haven't it in my mind. I'll search and I'll let you know.
Okay, so yeah, so it's something like this, like you can go for that program. It's basically to develop your skills in particular areas. So there's, if you ask what should I do next, I think it's the biggest thing you need to ask yourself, like where should I go next? So based on that, you can actually determine what course can be preferable, maybe not from us, from any other institutions, but the question should come, actually the answer is with you. So yeah, I can only say that. So I hope I've answered it properly. Now, with that note, I think we have a couple of questions in the chat box. Well, it was a very long conversation. There was a question regarding the if the participants officially conduct audit in Bangladesh. Well, ma'am, I think for this part, I should say that we are not issuing any license. I've already written in the chat box. It's a training program that gives you certification that you are well aware or well skilled about this subject matter. And yeah, and that's how I would answer that. Will you give any class materials at the end of the class? Yes, after the class has been conducted, within 24 to 48 hours, we will provide the materials on the learning management system. There was another question regarding, is this certification recognized as competitive as other institutions like Certified Institute of Auditors worldwide? I think Mr. Dinesh can actually give a small comparison, like how well we have designed the curriculum, not just to compete with CIA, just to make an option or opportunity for those who are not able to pursue the program with CIA. So we are creating that opportunities for them so that it's in a reasonable fee and all those. So if you can have a small description, Mr. Dinesh, like how is it different from the Chartered Institute of Auditors? So thank you, Mr. Dinesh, for explaining this wonderful course curriculum and giving us the time. And I would also thank the others, the attendees who have asked their questions to clarify regarding this program. I hope to see you all in the session very soon. If you haven't enrolled yet, please do complete the enrollment at soonest. We will be creating the WhatsApp group very soon. So those who haven't those who have already joined the session or enrolled, they will be getting access to the WhatsApp group very soon, and we'll share how to use the learning management system, and all the updates will be available over there. With that note, I would like to end today's session. Thank you again, Mr. Dinesh, for joining, and we wish you the very good luck and have a blessed evening, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Tulip. Thank you, Dinesh.